Walk into any room, a business meeting, a party, or a dinner date, and observe the dynamic. You will see a hierarchy form instantly. But it is not formed by who is wearing the most expensive watch or who has the loudest voice. It is formed by the economy of words. Most men are suffering from a disease I call verbal hemorrhaging. They are terrified of the void. If there is a 2-second pause in the conversation, they panic. They feel a biological urge to fill that silence with a joke, an explanation, or a nervous comment. They believe that by talking, they are entertaining the other person. They believe that by sharing their thoughts, they are building connection. Niccolò Machiavelli would look at these men and see only one thing: prey. In the animal kingdom, the creature that makes the most noise is usually the one that is afraid. The bird chirps to warn the flock. The dog barks to hide its fear. But the lion? The lion watches in silence. The predator does not need to explain its presence. It simply is. When you rush to fill the silence, you are signaling low status. You are telling the room, I am uncomfortable with myself, so I need your validation to feel safe. You are the jester dancing for the king, and the king never respects the jester. He only tolerates him. Let us deconstruct the psychology of over-talking. Why do you explain yourself? When someone questions you, or when you make a decision, why do you follow it up with 3 sentences of justification? I can't come tonight because I have work and my boss is really pushing me and I'm just so tired. Stop. Every word after I can't come tonight is an act of submission. Machiavelli taught that the first opinion that is formed of a ruler's intelligence is based on the quality of the men he has around him. But the opinion formed of a ruler's power is based on how much he keeps to himself. When you explain yourself, you are handing the other person the authority of the judge. You are saying, here are my reasons, please tell me if they are valid. The high-status man does not seek validation for his reality. He states his reality and he lets it hang in the air. This is the law of the void. If you create a void, a silence, human nature compels people to fill it. If you speak your piece and then stop, the other person will instinctively start talking. They will start explaining themselves to you. In that micro moment, the status hierarchy flips. They become the entertainer, you become the audience, and the audience always holds the power. Why is silence so intimidating? Because it conceals intention. Machiavelli wrote in The Prince, "Men are so simple and so ready to obey present necessities that he who deceives will always find those who allow themselves to be deceived." But you cannot deceive and you cannot maneuver if you are constantly broadcasting your thoughts. When you are silent, you become a Rorschach test. People project their own fears and desires onto you. If you are the boss and you are silent, the employee thinks, is he angry? Did I do a good job? If you are the date and you are silent, the woman thinks, is he bored? Is he mysterious? I need to impress him. By denying them the data of your thoughts, you force their brain to work harder. You occupy their mental bandwidth. The low-status man is an open book, easy to read, easy to understand, and easy to discard. The high-status man is a cipher. And because people cannot predict what the cipher will do next, they treat him with caution and respect. So, what is the behavior you must adopt today? It is the tactical pause. From this moment on, you must kill the reflex to answer immediately. When someone asks you a question, Do not jump like a trained dog. Take a breath. Look at them. Hold the silence for 2 seconds. Then speak. And when you speak, use fewer words than you think you need. This series is not about becoming a mute monk. It is about becoming a sniper. A machine gun sprays bullets everywhere and hits nothing. A sniper waits, calculates, and fires one shot that changes everything. In the coming parts, we will learn how to use silence to negotiate, how to use silence to seduce, and how to use silence to destroy your enemies without lifting a finger. We are entering the realm of dark psychology. The world is noisy. Your power lies in the fact that you are not. The killer of respect. There is one specific word that destroys your status faster than any other. It is a word you probably use 20 times a day, without realizing that every time you say it, you are lowering yourself in the hierarchy. That word is because. When you use the word because, you are signaling that your decision is not valid on its own. You are signaling that you need to provide evidence, reasons, and excuses to be understood. You are behaving like a defendant in a courtroom, and you have voluntarily made the other person the judge. Machiavelli would tell you that power never explains itself. The moment you start over-explaining your actions, you are telling the world that you are afraid of the consequences of those actions. You are trying to soften the blow. You are using words as a shield to protect yourself from judgment. Consider the dynamic between a child and a parent. The child says, "I didn't clean my room because I was playing and I lost track of time." The parent simply says, "Clean your room." The parent does not offer a reason. The parent commands. The hierarchy is clear. When you are a grown man in a business negotiation or a relationship, and you say, "I can't do that because I have a prior commitment and I really don't want to be rude to them," you have reverted to the role of the child. You are begging for understanding. The high-status man simply says, "I cannot do that." He is comfortable with the refusal. He trusts his own authority enough to know that no is a complete sentence. This behavior is rooted in a deep subconscious fear of conflict. You explain yourself because you want the other person to agree with you. You want them to say, "Oh, I understand your reasons. You are a good person." You are trading your respect for their approval. But here is the dark truth. People do not respect those who seek their approval. They respect those who have boundaries. When you offer a long-winded excuse, you actually make the other person suspicious. They think, if he is talking this much, he must be lying. Or, if he is trying this hard, he must be weak. The explanation dilutes the power of the action. From a Machiavellian perspective, silence is the ultimate display of confidence. When you make a mistake, do not offer a paragraph of excuses. Do not blame the traffic, the weather, or your incompetent team. Simply say, "It was my error. It will be fixed." This is terrifyingly powerful. It shows that you accept reality. It shows that you are not afraid of the blame. It shows that you are solid. A man who owns his mistakes without explaining them is a man who cannot be rattled. The goal today is to surgery this weakness out of your speech. Implement the no jade rule. Do not justify, argue, defend, or explain. If you are late, say, "I am late." If you disagree, say, "I see it differently." If you are leaving, say, "I am leaving." Cut the tether that binds you to their validation. Watch how people look at you differently. They will stop questioning you because you have stopped questioning yourself. You are no longer the defendant. You are the verdict. The power of the pause. The third law of status is the mastery of tempo. If you observe any interaction between a master and a servant, or a predator and its prey, you will notice a distinct difference in their relationship with time. The servant rushes, the prey scurries. They are constantly reacting to the environment, moving quickly because they feel unsafe. The master, however, moves at his own pace. He refuses to be rushed. This applies to your physical movement, but more importantly, it applies to your speech. Most men have a fast twitch response to conversation. When someone asks them a question, they feel a subconscious pressure to answer immediately. They treat conversation like a game of tennis, where they must hit the ball back instantly or lose the point. This is a fatal error. When you answer instantly, you are signaling that your thoughts are cheap. You are signaling that you do not need time to process, evaluate, or decide. You are operating on instinct, like an animal, rather than on strategy, like a general. To raise your status instantly, you must implement the 2-second pause. From today, whenever someone speaks to you, whether it is a high-stakes negotiation or a casual question, do not answer right away. Look at them. Count to 2 in your head. Then, and only then, deliver your response. This tiny gap in time does something profound to the human brain. It breaks the other person's rhythm. It disrupts their expectation of immediate gratification. In that 2-second silence, you are subcommunicating 3 powerful messages. First, you are saying, "I am not afraid of your judgment." Second, you are saying, "I am considering my words carefully because they are valuable." And third, you are seizing control of the frame. You are no longer reacting to them, you are making them wait for you. In that silence, the power dynamic shifts. The other person often feels a sudden spike of anxiety. Did I ask a stupid question? Is he angry? And in that moment of anxiety, they look to you for leadership. This is the secret weapon of the world's greatest interrogators and negotiators. They know that silence creates tension, and human beings hate tension. If you pause long enough, often the other person will start talking again to fill the silence, revealing information they intended to keep hidden. They will bid against themselves. They will lower their price. They will apologize for things they haven't done. All because you simply refused to jump at their command. Machiavelli understood that time is the ultimate luxury. The man who owns his time owns his life. By slowing down your responses, you are physically demonstrating that you own the time in this room. You are demonstrating that you are comfortable in the void. So, slow down. Let the silence hang in the air like smoke. Do not be the man who rushes to speak. Be the man whose words are worth waiting for. The unreadable face. The fourth dimension of silence is physical. It is the silence of the face. Your face is the primary instrument of communication, but for 99% of men, it is a traitor. It betrays your inner state before you have even spoken a word. When you are surprised, your eyebrows jump. When you are disapproved of, your lips tighten. When you are nervous, you smile excessively. These are biological signals evolved to build tribal safety, to show submission, and to say, "I am harmless." But in the realm of power, harmless is a death sentence. Machiavelli wrote, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are. But if your face is constantly broadcasting your emotions, then everyone knows exactly what you are. You are giving them a direct line to your nervous system. If a negotiator knows you are excited by the offer, he will not lower the price. If an enemy knows his insult made you angry, he has found your button and he will press it again and again. The man who cannot control his face is a puppet, and the world is pulling his strings. To raise your status instantly, you must master the stoic mask. This is not about looking angry. Anger is an emotion, and showing anger is a loss of control. It is about looking vacant. Imagine you are playing poker with your life savings on the table. Would you grin when you get a good hand? Would you frown when you get a bad one? No. You would become stone. You would become a void. You do this so the other players cannot calculate your odds. Life is this poker game. When you walk into a room, your face should be a blank canvas, revealing nothing, promising nothing, and reacting to nothing. There is a specific behavior that destroys your status, called the submissive nod. Observe a conversation between a high-status person and a low-status person. The low-status person nods their head constantly while listening. They are desperate to show, "I understand, I agree, please keep liking me." They look like a bobblehead doll on a dashboard. This is repulsive. It signals that you are terrified of a misunderstanding. The high-status man listens with stillness. He does not nod. He does not smile to grease the wheels of social friction. He maintains unblinking eye contact and keeps his head still. This stillness forces the speaker to work harder. They start wondering, is he agreeing? Does he understand? And because you are not giving them the reassurance of a nod, they explain themselves more thoroughly. You are controlling the conversation without saying a word, simply by freezing your neck muscles. You must also kill the nervous smile. Many men smile by default when they are uncomfortable or when they are greeting someone superior to them. It is an evolutionary reflex to show you have no fangs, but a king does not need to prove he has no fangs. Everyone knows he has them, and everyone knows he can use them. Smiling should be a deliberate act, a reward you bestow upon someone when they have earned it, not a default setting. When you smile at everything, your smile loses its value. When you keep your face neutral, your smile becomes a rare gift that people strive to obtain. The goal is to become a cipher. A cipher is a code that cannot be cracked. When people look at you, they should see a calm, unreadable surface. They should feel like they are looking into a deep well. They can see their own reflection, but they cannot see the bottom. This ambiguity is the source of your charisma. Humans are obsessed with mysteries. By withholding your emotional reaction, you become the mystery. They will spend hours analyzing your micro-expressions, trying to decode you, while you remain safely behind your fortress. From this moment on, practice the art of facial silence. When you hear good news, stay calm. When you hear bad news, stay calm. When someone insults you, look at them with dead eyes, as if you were looking at a wall. Do not give them the satisfaction of a reaction. Your face is not a billboard for your feelings. It is the gate to your mind. Keep the gate closed. The art of disappearing. The fifth law of status is the mastery of strategic absence. We live in an era of extreme visibility. Social media, instant messaging, and constant connectivity have convinced men that they must be always on to be relevant. They believe that if they are not seen, they will be forgotten. They believe that if they do not reply instantly, they will be replaced. This is the mindset of the servant. The servant must be available at the ring of a bell. The master, however, is defined not by his presence, but by his absence. Machiavelli understood the economic law of supply and demand long before modern economists wrote it down. The law is absolute. The more you are seen and heard, the more common you appear. If you saturate the market with your presence, your value drops. If you are at every party, every meeting, and in every group chat, you become a commodity. You become cheap. Familiarity breeds contempt because it removes the mystique. When people know everything about you, when they know exactly where you are and what you are doing, they stop respecting you because they feel they own you. You are a puzzle that has already been solved. To raise your status instantly, you must learn to disappear. This does not mean you hide in a cave. It means you curate your availability with brutal discipline. You must become a limited edition human being. When you are present, be fully present, charismatic, sharp, and engaging. But then, withdraw. Remove yourself from the environment before the energy peaks. This is known as leaving on a high note. Most low-status men linger. They stay at the party until the lights come on and the music stops. They stay in the conversation until it runs dry and becomes awkward. They are sucking the last drops of validation from the room. They are afraid that if they leave, they will miss out. The high-status man fears nothing. He senses when the interaction is at its best, and that is exactly when he exits. By leaving when the energy is high, you create a psychological cliffhanger. The other person is left wanting more. Their brain is flooded with dopamine, and because you cut the supply, they associate that craving with you. You become an addiction. You must also apply this to your digital silence. In the modern world, your phone is a leash. People tug on it, and they expect you to bark. When you answer every text within seconds, you are telling the world, I have nothing more important to do than to wait for you. You must sever this leash. Be unpredictable. Sometimes you reply in an hour. Sometimes you reply in a day. Sometimes you do not reply at all. This unpredictability creates tension. It forces the other person to think about you. Why hasn't he answered? Is he busy? Is he with someone else? In the absence of information, their imagination goes to work. And the imagination is the most powerful tool of seduction and power. They will build a version of you in their mind that is far more interesting than reality. This is the Machiavellian ghost strategy. A ruler should not be seen by his subjects every day. If he is, they will see his flaws. They will see that he sneezes, that he gets tired, that he is just a man. But if he appears only on the balcony for special occasions, he remains a god. You must protect your image by rationing your presence. Do not accept every invitation. Do not show up to every event. When you do appear, it should be an occasion. It should matter. There is a terrifying power in being the person who is comfortable walking away. When you are the first to hang up the phone, the first to leave the meeting, or the first to end the date, you subcommunicate that your time is the most valuable resource in the equation. You are not being rude. You are being scarce. And in a world of noise, scarcity is the only currency that matters. From today, practice the art of the phantom exit. Do not announce your departure with long, apologetic goodbyes. Do not ask for permission to leave. Simply stand up, give a nod, and vanish. Leave them wondering where you went. Leave them wondering who you are meeting. Let the silence of your absence speak louder than any words you could have said. You will find that when you return, the respect in the room has doubled. Why? Because they realized what the room felt like without you, and they didn't like it. The ultimate weapon. We arrive at the final and most dangerous application of silence. Until now, we have used silence as a shield to protect your status. Now, we will use it as a sword to dismantle your enemies. This is silence as aggression. There is a moment in every conflict, every negotiation, and every power struggle where the pressure becomes unbearable. In this moment, the amateur screams, but the master goes quiet. This is the judicial silence. When someone disrespects you, when someone lies to you, or when someone tries to intimidate you, your instinct is to fight back with words. You want to argue. You want to correct them. Do not. Instead, look them directly in the eyes and say absolutely nothing. Hold their gaze. Do not blink. Do not frown. Just look at them with total, terrifying indifference. This behavior triggers a primal panic in the human brain. It is the behavior of a predator assessing threat. By refusing to engage with their words, you are telling them that their words are not significant enough to provoke a reaction. You are denying them the oxygen of your attention. You will see them crumble. They will start stuttering. They will look away, or they will try to laugh it off. You have won the battle without firing a single shot. In negotiations, this is the kill move. When they name a price that is too high or a condition you do not like, do not counteroffer immediately. Just look at them and wait. Let the silence stretch for 5, 10, 15 seconds. It will feel like an eternity to them. They will feel the weight of your disapproval. Almost always, they will break the silence by lowering their own price. Well, we could probably do better, they will say. You have forced them to bid against themselves simply by refusing to speak. This is the ultimate realization of the Machiavellian mindset. The person who cares less controls the reality. Words are an attempt to bridge the gap between two people. Silence is the acceptance of the gap. When you are comfortable with the gap, you signal that you are complete on your own. You do not need their agreement, their understanding, or their validation. The world is full of boys who make noise to prove they are men. They are loud because they are empty. The king is silent because he is full. He does not need to shout his power. His power is felt in the gravity of his presence. From this day forward, stop trying to win arguments. Stop trying to explain your value. Be the void. Be the abyss that stares back. Let them talk. Let them dance. Let them explain. You just watch. And in that silence, you will find the power you have been chasing your entire life.